Welcome to my channel. Absolutely everyone suffering from anxiety disorders would love to find a magic pill that once taken would make panic attacks disappear, eliminate all symptoms, and banish anxiety forever. With this goal in mind, we constantly visit websites or forums on this topic. We look for some example, some exercise, some cherished formula that once we learn about it will immediately rid us of our problem. We also take antidepressants and tranquilizers which are basically useless because the problem, anxiety, is a psychological issue, or I would even say a behavioral one. But many will say, that's not true, that's not true. I took a course of medication and well, it seems like I got better. But improvement in such cases can happen for two reasons. First, you took a course of antidepressants or tranquilizers, the medication accumulated in your body, and while it is still active, you will feel good. But as soon as this medication leaves your body, that's it, your condition will worsen and you'll feel bad again. And the second option, during your disorder, yes, there was always some kind of psychologically traumatic situation. For example, constant problems at work, issues in the family like a divorce process, or some kind of financial instability, and so on and so forth. There can be all sorts of problems, literally hundreds of them. So you started taking the medication, yes, the feeling of anxiety dulled a bit, became less intense, and then it seemed like you finished the course and you felt better. But in reality, during the course of treatment with pills, it was actually that psychologically traumatic situation that resolved itself. For example, you lost your job, got fired, found a new job, moved to another country or city, got married, got divorced. It doesn't matter. In other words, your life changed, your life improved on its own. The stress faded into the background and you started to feel better. But look, here's the thing. Did your way of thinking change? It didn't change. Did your habits change? They didn't change. Did your outlook on things change? They didn't change. And that's why if some anxious situation arises in the future, you'll be thrown right back into panic attacks, anxiety, and symptoms. Therefore, simply sitting around and waiting for some so-called good streak to happen in your life, when everything is positive and everything is going your way, thinking the anxiety will finally pass, you'll feel better and you'll recover, is ultimately a futile way to look at things. Because in reality, a person can learn to feel absolutely normal, even quite comfortable in any circumstances, and in any stressful situation, regardless of how difficult they may seem. You just need to adjust a little screw here. Let me put it this way. If you are currently experiencing any symptoms of an anxiety disorder, such as panic attacks, constant headaches, a lump in your throat, persistent nausea, frequent urges to use the bathroom, tingling sensations, tachycardia, fear of going crazy or fear of fainting somewhere, right? Strange bouts of dizziness. It feels like the ground is slipping out from under your feet. In other words, there are a huge number of symptoms. So if you are experiencing them right now, it means you are stuck at the very beginning. Right now, your life is full of situations that are traumatic for you. Situations that you might not even be aware of. Some situations at work, at home, it doesn't matter where. Something doesn't suit you. There's something you can't come to terms with, something you can't change your mindset about because you don't recognize your problem. All these problems accumulate and cause symptoms, and you continue to sink deeper into this swamp. You're sinking and it seems like there's no way out. And so in order to turn the situation around so that you can get out of this swamp, we need to get rid of that frightening symptom that is bothering you at this very moment. In order to successfully achieve this goal, we truly need to convince you, and you must also convince yourself, that this specific physical symptom actually poses absolutely no real threat to your long-term health or well-being. No doctors, not even myself, no one will be able to convince you of this unless you test it out for yourself. Remember, in order to effectively get rid of any anxiety symptom, absolutely any at all, we first need to intensify the internal tension that creates the symptom. For example, the symptom often causes you deep fear, constant worry, certain physical sensations, or even tingling. That's right, we need to intensify this sensation. Only then will you realize that you are in control of it. You can intensify it, you can calm it down, or do the opposite. That is, as soon as your brain understands that you are not afraid of it, that you can amplify this symptom to the maximum, yes, it will immediately dissolve any symptom, it doesn't matter which one. But in order to do this properly and effectively, to really make it work for you in the long run, we truly need to get ourselves really angry and frustrated at this particular symptom that is bothering you. So how do you do that? Well, for example, if you constantly have a headache, yes, constant headaches. All right? Shake your head, stand on your head if you have to. Yes. Prove to yourself that you can do it. You do it, you stand on your head, you shake your head. In the end, nothing will happen to you and your pain will go away. Are you constantly bothered by, say, some bloating in your stomach? Some kind of tingling inside there? All right, lie down on the floor, do some crunches, create some tension here, right? Does this all seem absurd to you? How is it that I already feel bad here and now I'm supposed to add more tension? That's exactly the point. If you add tension there, the symptom will dissolve. All right? Is your heart constantly pounding? Do you often have tachycardia? Okay, let's go. Let's run 100 meters. You'll see the stress that causes your symptom will go away from this tension. Only this way will you be able to get rid of it. And once you get rid of this symptom, then you can start working on your thinking and on problematic situations. So please remember this important point. In order to successfully get rid of any anxiety symptom, absolutely any symptom at all, you actually need to intensify the tension that causes this symptom. I will repeat it once again for you. If you have a headache, try to make it hurt even more. If your stomach hurts, try to make it hurt even more than it already does right now. Constant nausea, some gagging urges, you need to induce vomiting. Do it right away. Let yourself throw up at least once, just once. Let yourself throw up. Because everyone is always feeling nauseous, but hardly anyone has actually thrown up, well, just a handful of cases. All right, let yourself throw up once, twice, even 10 times if you need to. Do it. Create strong tension, but you will create it yourself. It won't be your subconscious adding these strange sensations. You yourself will want to intensify this symptom. As soon as you want to make it stronger, it will intensify slightly and then dissolve, simply because you are not afraid of it. But I'm telling you, you absolutely have to get angry at it. Do it with such anger, as if out of spite toward yourself, out of spite toward everyone. It feels like you might die from this symptom right now, but push it to the maximum. As soon as you do this, it will go away. Maybe not immediately, not the first time, but if you keep practicing this, the symptoms will definitely leave you. And then you can move on to working on your character and your way of thinking. And in general, you can start resolving some life situations, because right now you can't even make any decisions on your own. You can't make any choices. Since you're at a point in your life where you need to take action, you need to do something to make a very important step in your life. But at that very moment, the symptom shows up. You shut yourself off in the symptom and that's it. And you worry, and all your loved ones and family worry about how your heart is beating. And what is your blood pressure right now? And now everyone is running around you. Does this work to your advantage? All you want is to avoid dealing with the situation. After all, that's how it is in most cases. So friends, anxiety symptoms are actually a very simple thing. It's just that they are frightening. These panic attacks are frightening. The spikes in blood pressure are frightening, right? The constant unpleasant sensations in your heart, in your head, wherever they are frightening. So yes, it is scary. Yes, it feels like it will never go away. But believe me, if you start doing at least something besides just surfing the internet, chatting with other healthy people like yourself, and trying to find a solution, that's pointless. As soon as you try, even once, to intensify your symptoms, yes, despite them, you'll see how it all goes away. Anger at your symptom, intensifying the symptom, winding it up to the maximum, that's what will give you freedom from it. That is the pill. The pill for these silly symptoms of yours. Take it and use it. Goodbye, everyone.